싱가포르 남자입니다. 안녕하세요 여러분들. Can you guys hear me? Today it's a very surprisingly cold autumn morning here in Istanbul. Yesterday morning was still like 15 degrees Celsius, and today morning just dropped all the way to 10 degrees Celsius after overnight rain. In fact, I heard that Seoul had its first snow of this season yesterday as well. So last night seems to be an extremely cold day around the world in the northern hemisphere. And so today I whipped out my scarf. I really love scarves like that. So nice and warm and cozy, and back to the same for the first time, for the first time in 25 episodes of doing this live stream, I'm back to the same cafe, the book cafe that I showed you guys a while ago, remember? And I told you guys how much I wanted to stream from this seat by the window, remember? So yeah, today I'm back in this book cafe by this seat that I've always wanted to stream from. And good morning to all of you. It's a very cold autumn morning, so energies are winding down, tones are softening. Good morning, Tressa. Good morning, Chi. Can you guys hear me? Because right now I'm in the book cafe here, very higgy setting. So, and also in accordance to the sudden drop in temperature, this drop in life energy. So today is gonna be a very higgy day, higgy, yeah. And good morning, B. I think B came and went. Good morning, Laura. Good morning. Welcome to a cold autumn edition of the Limpeh morning chat. In fact, this morning was like so cold that I actually have like half the mind to just do this at home. Didn't want to leave home because it's so it's suddenly cold. So it's like 5 degrees down. It's like overnight the coldness ramped up one entire level. Yeah, was that? I think that's the same all over Europe, right? Chi, Tressa. It's all is the do you guys experience a sudden drop in temperature in your countries right now? Today as well? When it gets really cold like this, yeah. Of course, 10 degrees Celsius is not like super cold. 10 degrees Celsius is okay-ish. That's why you see I'm not in padded jacket either. But when the weather is cold, it's so nice to get a warm cup of coffee, dress up warm in a warm interior. It's so higgy. I can't imagine doing this outside like today. Like, oh, I don't want to take that seat again. It's not that 10 degrees is cold, but that the sudden change from 15 to 10 degrees takes a day or so of getting used to. Your body suddenly just wants to shut down, just wants to get lazy. Good morning, Kim Teo. Laura. Oh, Prague is at 1 degree Celsius. Wow. Oh, and Laura, you've been watching me for one whole year. Yeah, ever since the Singapore quarantine live stream last year. Yeah. Thank you for watching my live stream so closely. And good afternoon, Kim Teo. Today I am back in the same cafe for the first time in 25 episodes. I go back to the same cafe, but a different seat in the same cafe. I'm back in this book cafe, if you guys remember. This book cafe where I stream from that seat over there. And I said I would really want to stream from this indoor seat, right? And today, the sudden drop of temperature from 15 degrees yesterday to 10 degrees today after overnight rain, I think this is the perfect time to come in here and stream indoor. It's very warm, very higgy kind of in setting. You guys like this setting, especially this, wearing a scarf. I hate wearing scarves because scarves are kind of like troublesome. In some place, when it gets really cold and indoors become very, very warm from all the heaters and boilers, you have to put on and take off your scarf all the time. But right now, it's just like the perfect time where the boilers are not on full on. The indoors are still a little bit chilly, so you don't have to take it off. Yeah, it's a very cozy cafe. Very, very cozy. And because it's early, there's nobody here. I brought you guys on tour in this book cafe before, remember? On the 30th, yeah, just last week I was here, 30th of October, during the Turkish National Day. I was here streaming from that seat, and I kept saying that I want to stream from this seat one day, remember, the indoor seat, and therefore here I am today. So another wish come true. You guys understand the concept of higi, right? See how higi this is? I would say higi is sophisticated coziness. Higi. Is higi a Swedish term? I think so. Higi is Swedish. Can you guys hear me? Volume. Can you guys hear me at this volume? All of a sudden, overnight, the whole northern hemisphere become very cold. In fact, yesterday in Seoul, we have our first snow in Seoul yesterday, and that's 1 month earlier than usual. This year in Seoul, there's almost like no autumn. It's just straight to winter. 이제 가을도 동화 속 이야기야. 진짜 지금 가을도 동화 속 이야기 된 것 같아. Sung, today dress up a bit liao. Yeah, I'd have to dress up more cozy today. See, everybody's in padded jacket. See, padded jacket. 10 degrees Celsius today. Nope. Actually, I wanted to do this outside as well, but I've intended to do this outside since yesterday. But yesterday morning was 15 degrees Celsius, so I can do just a hoodie. Today 10 degrees Celsius, no. If I want to do outside today, I probably have to, like if I want to sit outside for 1.5 hours, I'm gonna have to be in padded jacket. This won't do. This won't do. A cardigan won't do. A cardigan and a scarf will not survive 10 degrees Celsius out there for 1.5 hours. Good morning, Limpeh and Sung. Welcome back to my channel. Andy, welcome back. All the usual names are back. And if you guys remember, this see, today is episode 25, yeah? And this is a very important episode, you know why? Because this is the first episode where I go back to the same cafe for the second time. And we're back in the book cafe, remember? I brought you guys here to this book cafe a week ago. And I kept saying that I want to stream from this seat, remember? Remember? So I kept saying that I want to stream from this seat, and I feel like today is that day. I feel like today is that day that is the perfect day to stream from this seat. It's so cozy. Son, I tried 7 degrees in Seoul, I gave up. Oh, 7 degrees in Seoul is hot. In Seoul, in January, we do minus 16 degrees. Okay, that's the real winter of Seoul. Minus 16 to minus 20 in Seoul. Minus. Where you feel your ears dropping off. And that's not the worst I've experienced. Before Seoul, I was in Beijing. So before my 5 years in Seoul, I spent 5 years in Beijing, and the winter in Beijing goes to minus 30, minus 25 to minus 30. Now that's cold. So like 6, 7, anything above zero is nothing, but it just gets a little bit of you. It's not cold for me actually, but the thing is, yesterday was 15, and today overnight, because of the overnight rain, it just plummeted to 10. So your entire body function actually plummets. If you're well connected with the seasons and the planet, okay, if you're not super disconnected human being, then when the temperature drops like this, right, your entire life energy all winds down like a bear going into hibernation. That's how I feel today actually. I feel like today I'm going into hibernation. Sudden drop in temperature. Honestly, it's not like cold. It's not cold. It's cold in the normal standard of things, but it's not cold in the winter standard of things, to be honest. Oh wow, the classic Coca-Cola truck. You don't see you don't see this in many parts of the world now. You still see this in New York though a lot. Hop Hansel, welcome back, Hop Hansel. Beijing minus 30, very cold. Singapore 20 degrees Celsius, super cold wearing winter jacket. I know, right? I think a few years ago I read a news report saying that Singapore went down to 20 and everybody made such a big fuss over it. Like wow, now Singapore is like 4 seasons, like everybody's wearing jacket. Come on, 20 degrees Celsius. People are wearing t-shirts here, okay? Like in real 4 season country, 20 degrees Celsius is hot. You still sweat. So 7 degrees I was in North Korea. No, not the Seoul N Tower, not N Seoul Tower, Seoul N Tower. N Tower that's shaking. Oh yeah, if you're not used to that kind of cold, yes, it can get to you. Or if you are not dressed correctly. That's why I made the video about how Koreans dress for winter. If you don't dress that, you not survive Korea winter. So if you are going to Korea during winter again, do check out the video on my channel. It's called How Koreans Dress for Winter. You need all of that. Just wearing 3 layers of t-shirt with one hiking jacket, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That you can't survive even like 5 degrees Celsius. You can't even survive Istanbul dressed up like that. Like I see some people from Southeast Asia, they go to Korea, right? All they bring was like one scarf, like, and they wear like 5 layers of t-shirt and one windbreaker. Oh come on, you're gonna die. You're not gonna survive like that. You have to wear the correct things. You have to wear pads, wool, feathers, feathery stuffs, padded stuffs. Oh, and in Korea, winter you need gloves, but not here. In Istanbul, winter is fairly friendly, I think. Istanbul has a very friendly winter. Even when it snows, it's not super cold. Even when it snows, it's like what, minus 4 degrees. It's not super cold. And in Istanbul, even when it snows, I never had to wear gloves because it's just not that cold. Like minus 4-ish, minus 5-ish, yeah. I start having to wear gloves above minus 20, I think. Below minus 20, I start to have to wear gloves. Even minus 16, I don't wear gloves. Even minus 18, I don't wear gloves. Unless I play snow. If you want to play snow, you definitely have to wear gloves. Otherwise, you can't feel your fingers after like 10 seconds. It's like, imagine, you're literally like sticking your hand into snow. See, that's the thing, You're sticking your hand into ice, That's the thing. Just now you guys see a big guy just pass by, right? That was my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach when I was training here full time. Yeah, I was training here in Istanbul. I trained full time as a training. Actually, training to fight full time, MMA and BJJ for about 6 months until I got injured. And then at first I got all my tournaments all lined up, and then because of the injury, everything has to be caught off. So yeah, which is a good thing, because then I started to I always try to do things that I can do. So since I can't do anything physical, I start to go back to my spirituality practices, and whoa, so much breakthrough since then. So I'm actually really grateful for everything that happened. Good morning, B. B, good afternoon, B. B, remember that this book cafe that I brought you guys here 1 week ago? So episode 25 today, I come back to the same cafe twice for the first time. I have not gone back to the same cafe twice, remember? And this is the first time because I keep saying I want to stream from this seat, yeah? And so here I am in this seat here. Istanbul became like suddenly cold today. Yesterday was 15 degrees, you see me in a hoodie. And today, after overnight rain and Seoul having its first snow, Korea having the first snow 1 month ahead of 1 month earlier than usual, the the temperature here also plummeted overnight from 15 to 10 degrees Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius. That's why I whip up my scarf. You know, like wearing a scarf with a hot coffee in a cozy and interior and a nice sofa. It's so super higgy, you know. Higgy. It's not just cozy, you know, it's higgy. Seng, how long will you be staying there in Istanbul? I don't know. I don't make plans for these things. I come when I feel like it. I go when I'm sick of it. Yeah. Can be anything from 1 month to 5 years. I have no plans for such things, but I can only go by my old tendencies, which was my tendencies are almost like the longest I stay in a city is about 5 years. I have never stayed beyond 5 years in any one city. Mm. But short, maybe a couple of months. Even shorter, like last year in Singapore, 2 weeks. I don't know. I have no plans. Yeah. Good morning, Kylie, and welcome. It's a very higgy, very cozy, cold Istanbul morning. Yesterday was 15 degrees Celsius. I was still in a hoodie in the park. Today, 10 degrees Celsius. I have to whip out my scarf. Come to this very higgy, cozy interior of the book cafe that I showed you guys a week ago. So this is also the first time that I come back to the same cafe twice. B, I salute you to do this every day. Yeah, B, it's not easy, honestly. I I gotta be honest with you, there have been days that actually don't feel like doing this. In fact, today was one of those days because I wake up, it was super cold, and because the temperature just plummeted suddenly like this, your whole body function and the whole life energy just winds down, and you just want to stay in bed, you know. Good morning, Kylie. Welcome back. Well, Kylie, in the how how's the temperature at your place? Did it suddenly plummet overnight as well? Everywhere in the northern hemisphere today, Korea, Istanbul, America, everywhere temperature plummeted overnight. Anon, good morning. Oh, good morning, Amanda. Welcome back. Today I'm in a very heaty surrounding and to the same cafe twice for the first time in my live streaming. Yeah, this book cafe I showed you guys a week ago, remember? And I was streaming outside there, and I kept saying I want to stream from this seat, yeah. And I think today with the cold weather outside, this is the perfect time to come in and stream from this seat that I've been looking at for so long. Ultra super large mug of coffee that they serve here. B, I wonder why I always come to this channel. It's probably something so carefree in your lifestyle that is very attractive. Not because I'm handsome, man. B, I myself wonder why people come to my channel. Because I kept saying, I won't come to my own live stream. I won't go to a live stream to watch some dude talk over coffee. I won't watch my live stream. So I really have no idea why you guys come to my live stream, but I'm very grateful that you do. And because you do, that's why I keep doing this every single day. If you guys been following me for a while, you know that I used to do this live stream, my coffee live stream, only once a week, every Friday morning, remember? At home. I don't even go out. I just do a coffee live stream at home every Friday morning. And then after that, I tried doing this in Taksim Square. And then after that, you guys seems to enjoy it. And then I try again the next day in another location, and more of you, and not just more and more of you show up, but more and more of you show up regularly, and that kept me going. Oh, guys, see, this is how you should dress up right now. This is how cold Istanbul is right now. This cardigan is not going to do 1.5 hours out there. That's why I have to come to an indoor setting. But I really don't want to whip out my padded jacket with scarf right now. To me, padded jacket with scarf is deep winter. Like if you start wearing that right now, you're gonna be in trouble when it gets really cold. The most popular pet dog in Istanbul, the golden retriever / Labrador breeds. She's having such a hard time reining in him. She wants to run away, and she's having such a hard time pulling him in. So cute. Yesterday something happened that touched me very deeply. Yesterday I was just walking home, and then I just happened to I was just happening to stand outside a shop checking my messages, and then suddenly a guy with a dog came out of the shop and came out to me. And you know what he said? He said, excuse me, but my dog saw you from inside the shop, and she she was barking and so excited to get to you, so I have to come out and let her get to you. And the moment I squat down, because she's actually a really small dog, she just pounced onto my body and started licking me all over like a super old friend. Wow, see the dog walkers of Istanbul. See how many dogs they walk at one time, all big dogs. Again, this is one video. I'm actually working on a video on dog walkers of Istanbul, because nowhere else in the world I see dog walkers walk 9 to 10 big dogs at once. It's such a sight, but it's so hard to make this video because they usually come out during the time that I'm doing live stream, and so I'm not being able to capture a lot of footages. Maybe I've captured like 1 minute of footage. That's all. So sad. No, I really hope I could release that video this week, but it's not looking possible. But anyway, I'm very, very touched with that dog. It feels like we knew each other in our previous life, and she's so happy to see me again, even though this is the first time I met that dog. And that dog recognized me immediately from inside the shop, and the owner was surprised and shocked. He said, I don't understand why my dog likes you so much and wants to get to you so much. I don't understand, but I was deeply touched. Son, I wear 3 layers of clothes and extra layer of thin hoodie in 7 degrees. See, that's not gonna work. That's not the way, son. That's why you need to check out my video, how Koreans dress for winter. Okay, 3 layers of clothes. You see, the thing about Singaporeans is this: you keep thinking that when it gets cold, wear more layers of clothes. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to wear the right kind of clothes. It's not that you wear many layers and then you top it off with some kind of jacket, then you work. No. So you can't even survive 7 degrees. Good thing is 7 degrees means you probably went to Korea during the late November, early December period. Okay, if you went during the late December, early January period, then you run into the -10 to -20 degrees, and you would die with 3 layers of clothing and 1 hoodie. 不会过冬啊，新加坡人不会过冬。Toki hands, welcome. Oh, Toki hands, welcome. Are you from Istanbul? Seng. End October, early November 2009. Ah, okay. 2009. End October, early November. I was there. I was there early November 2009. Yeah. We probably met each other in Hongdae. I live in Hongdae. So we probably ran into each, who knows, we might have run into each other on the streets in Hongdae, especially Friday nights. In Hongdae and Singkyudong, not Singkyudong, and what's that? What's the road? I start to forget all the road names. Seng 2019, not 2009. Yeah, I was there in 2019, November. I officially moved out of Korea in late November of 2019. So early November 2019, I was still there. And I lived in Hongdae, so we might have ran into each other in Hongdae. For those of you who just joined my live stream, my live stream is where I take you guys to hopefully a different place and hopefully a different cafe here in Istanbul every morning. Get a mug of coffee and then chat about my experience here in Istanbul, my experience around the world, living in so many different countries over the past 20 years, about my realizations about life, about anything, relationships, meditation, vampires, games, anything you want to talk about, Limpeh can talk about. Okay, I pretty much done everything in life. There's very little things you can say that I've never done in life. That's why I can talk about everything and anything. Seng, I stayed with my friend in Hongdae too, near the picnic place. Oh, then Seng, there's a very high chance we could have ran into each other in 2019 on the streets. I am like the phantom of Hongdae. Okay, I'm always there. And Hongdae, you know Malayan Cafe in Hongdae? I am the phantom of Malayan Cafe. I'm always in Malayan Cafe. So if you go to Malayan Cafe as well, we probably have met each other even. You know Ken, the boss of Malayan Cafe? Angie was still there. Angels was still there in during that period. Do you go to Malayan Cafe in Hongdae? Yeah, and in case you guys are wondering, Malayan Cafe is a Singaporean cafe in Hongdae, and there used to be quite a few Singaporean cafes in Korea, in Seoul. In the end, only this one remained. The rest all closed down. There used to be Kopitiam in Seoul as well, and it closed down. During those times, Southeast Asia cuisine and stuff are not well understood by Koreans and not well accepted. Seng, nope. Oh, you never been to Malayan Cafe? Oh, you haven't explored deep, man. Hongdae, Malayan Cafe. Is kind of like a landmark in Hongdae now. Do you know that? Oh, do you know that Lee Hsien Loong went to Malayan Cafe when he visited Seoul? Lee Hsien Loong, yeah, Lee Hsien Loong went to Malayan Cafe in Hongdae. They even took a picture. So Malayan Cafe is very prominent in Seoul, in Korea, amongst the Singaporean community. Of course, but if you're like a tourist in Seoul, you probably kind of just want to avoid anything Singaporean anyways. Yeah. Experience everything Korea. You know, today this hair is not working today. I know why it's not working, because it's getting long. Whenever the hair gets a little bit too long, it's a fine line, you know. When it's like the good long, when it looks fantastic, but 1 or 2 days after the good long, when it gets a little bit longer than the good long, then you start to get bad hair days every other day. Oh, 16 viewers. Good morning, good night, and those of you who just joined my live stream. This is Limpeh here in Istanbul. And this is a live stream where I take you guys to one different cafe or location every morning here in Istanbul. Sit down, grab a coffee, and just chit chat about life. today is quite a cold morning here in Istanbul. Yesterday was still 15 degrees in the morning, and today plummeted down to 10 degrees in the morning. So that's why I'm in my scarf and I'm streaming indoors. Usually I stream outdoors. Welcome to my live stream. If you enjoy my live stream for some weird reason, because I won't enjoy my live stream. Okay, look, guys. Even at 10 degrees Celsius, people dress up like this also. Some people who are just not are just immune to the cold. You know, even in Korea, when it was like minus 15 degrees in Korea, I see Russians dressed up like this as well. Russians in t-shirt and Bermudas, minus 10 degrees. Minus 15 degrees, I saw it as well. Russians are like immune to cold, 100%. Good morning, Yasmin, and good morning, Alphas. Yasmin and Alphas, who have been every morning with me, you guys would remember that last week I show you guys a book cafe where I streamed outside. Today, episode 25, I came back to the same cafe twice for the first time. Yes, I've never repeated until today. Remember, I told you guys that I really wanted to stream from this seat, and I do. Andy, is this like a cafe in a library? Oh no, this is not a library, this is a bookshop. This is selling all kinds of stationeries. Let me take you guys on a tour around. See, this bookshop is really huge, and in Istanbul, big bookshops tends to have a cafe inside as well. So the bottom level, they sell all kinds of stationeries, and then you go up to the top level with all kinds of books and all kinds of toys. And because they have koala, they sell this kind of koala. And you can order the coffee and just sit anywhere You can sit there as well. I like those seats as well. Those seats are nice as well. And of course, you see, what's this? A street cat. You see, I made a video on how street cats survive winter here in Istanbul last week. Not very popular video, but what I showed you guys 4 ways street cats survive winter in Istanbul, and one of the ways is they just go in and live in shops or restaurants like this, and the owners will not chase them away. The Turkish people just take such good care of the street animals, and therefore the street animals, they're not afraid of human beings, you know. Like in some cities I've been to, the moment you approach the street animals, they run away. Yeah, the moment you approach a street cat, they run away. But not here in Istanbul. In Istanbul, when you approach a street cat, more than likely they'll cuddle up on you. Because of that very symbiotic relationship between human and street animals here, that I honestly have not seen this anywhere else in the world. Alphas, there are a lot of toys, yes. Bookshops sell a lot of toys here in Istanbul. And NDU, interesting concept. Yeah, this kind of concept is quite common here in Istanbul actually. I've seen quite a few bookshops like this. Brendan Pang. Wow, Brendan Pang, I haven't seen you for a long time. So cool. Bookshops are going extinct in Singapore. Yeah. And interestingly, there's so many bookshops here in Istanbul, and the smell of books, the aroma of real books is so nice. I'm so addicted to this kind of aroma. Brendan Pang, so cool. Bookshops are going extinct in Singapore. Nuri, baby, 고양이 귀여워, baby. By the way, guys, Nuri is Limbu, my wife. Oh, baby, 早자. She just woke up and then checked out the live stream, and now she's going back to sleep because right now it's what? Right now it's should be 3 a.m. 3 in the morning in New York. She's still in New York, by the way. Wow, I'm so surprised. My hotspot can power so far away. My phone I'm streaming on hotspot, and I left my hotspot phone here. It can stream from so far away. I'm surprised. Baby 고마워. 일어나서 봐줘서 고마워. 너무 깜짝이야. 뜻밖이야. 아니 진짜 베이비한테만 이렇게 한국말 할 수 있는데 다른 사람한테는 진짜 한국말 못해. 왜? 왜 그런가? 나 진짜 이상해. Hop Hansel, Uncle Limpeh, do you think reading book is better than digital one? Of course, physical book is much better. If not for anything, okay, let me give you one simple reason why physical book is better than digital. Simply because no light is forced into your eyes. Do you know that when you read digital anything, all that light going to your eyes is producing a lot of unnecessary stimulation in your nervous system. So it's very hard to, over time, right, when you're looking at so much light in your eyes 24 hours a day, it's actually very bad for your neural systems and for your energy system. So a physical book that does not force light into your eyes, yeah, actually, is actually healthier. Okay, to be very rudimentary and simple to understand is healthier. See, this is how people dress up right now, in paddings and stuff. 10 degrees Celsius morning. I have this jacket as well. Oh, I left this jacket back in Korea, I think. And for those of you who just joined my live stream, welcome, welcome. Welcome to a very, very cold autumn morning here in Istanbul, 10 degrees Celsius. Baby, 뉴욕 지금도 춥지? 아주 갑자기 추워졌지? 이산, good morning, Limpeh. Good morning, 이산. It's a very, very heaty morning for me. I really like this view where you dress up nice and warm with a nice and warm cup of coffee in a very cold weather. This nice and warm feeling is very, very, very hygge. You guys know what hygge is? Hygge. 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 You guys know the concept hygge? Nuri. Oh, baby, 아직 안 자? So far, so good. Not too cold. I need to be packed up. Guys, in case you're wondering, Nuri J here, my wife, Limbu. That's Limbu right here. You guys, everybody say hello to Limbu. Limbu watches my live stream, but she rarely ever talks on my live stream. I'm actually quite surprised she's talking so much on my live stream right now. 안 추워? 갑자기 너무 추워졌지. 여기서 이스탄불에서도 어제 15도 정도 되었는데 오늘은 갑자기 10도로 떨어졌어. 서울에서도 막 한 달 그 첫눈 한 달 앞당겨졌어. 그래서 갑자기 하루 밤 사이에 전 세계 막 갑자기 추워진 것 같아. 진짜 막 추워지고 막 갑자기 막 눈도 오고 여기서 또 갑자기 막 가을이 된 것 같아. 아주 가을이야. 아니 지금 한국에서도 지금 뭐 가을이 막 동화 속 이야기야 이제? 진짜 동화 속 이야기 된 것 같아 지금 가을. 이산, hello Limbu. Alphys, hi. Izan, we missed you. Nuri, hello. Laura, you are cute, guys. Izan, I miss your Korean cooking episodes. Oh, Limbo Kitchen. I don't know if Limbo cooks so many amazing things. I'm not sure if she still wants to do her Limbo Kitchen series, you know. I think it's such a waste that she's staying out of social media for now, but I know a lot of you enjoys her Limbo Kitchen series, right? Nuri, you more. Korean food here. Nuri, Korean food here. Yeah. Baby's Limbo Kitchen. 또 할까, baby? 나 할까 말까 싶었는데. B, got to go. Bye. Have a good day. Have a good day, B. And thanks for checking in again today. Thank you. I gotta have to lower my volume a little bit more because people are coming in. So I gotta move the camera out extra close to my face. You know, Limbo don't only do Korean food, you know. She bakes she makes cookies, pastas, pies, wow, everything. I don't know a cuisine that she don't know. She even know Chinese cuisine. She can cook quite a big Chinese cuisine as well. No things like um loba. She do loba. Can you imagine she do loba? She knows how to do loba. You know, buy the huge samtamba and then put all the seasoning and do loba. She do loba. You know. Laura, yes, afternoon watching her episode, I did the bibimbap. Oh, you did the bibimbap watching. Eh? I don't think she did the bibimbap. Did she do the bibimbap episode? I thought I did the bibimbap episode. I don't think Limbo did the bibimbap episode. If I remember correctly, that was me. I think I did the bibimbap episode. All the simple Korean food I did. Bibimbap, spam pokemon, um all the simple ones. Curry topbap, jjajangpap. All this I did all this. All the simple Korean food. You see, I have very flattering angles. Like certain angles, I look super young, but if I go to certain angles, I look super old. I have good angles and bad angles. I have very good angles and very bad angles. Baby cha? Baby cha? Oh, Louis, not library. This is a bookshop. Louis, hi. Louis, nice library. No, this is the bookshop. Remember the bookshop that I brought you guys here last week? Last week I was streaming from outside this bookshop. Remember? Remember this bookshop? It's 2 stories, and then I kept saying I wanted to stream from this seat here. Remember? And because today suddenly the temperature here in Istanbul went from 15 degrees in the morning yesterday to just 10 degrees in the morning today. Wow, my eyes are very irritated, very dry. So I decided to come here and stream from this seat that I always wanted to. And you remember I don't ever repeat cafes, right? This is today's episode 25 is the first time I go back to the same cafe twice. I've never, over the past 25 episodes, I have not returned to the same cafe twice, if you guys remember. Never. This is the first time I'm in the same cafe twice. Oh, Laura, yeah, kimbap. Yes. Limbu did the kimbap episode, definitely. She does all the difficult Korean dishes. I do all the simple Korean dishes. Alpha, do you eat sea vegetables? What do you mean by sea vegetable? You mean kim? Kim? Seaweed kim? Brandon Pang, best seat in the house. Oh yeah. I think so too. You see, if I'm not streaming, I will be doing this. Just people watching, sipping coffee in this very heaty environment. Just like this. This is what, if you come to me, if you see me right now in Istanbul and I'm not actually streaming, this is how I look like in real life. For a moment, I forgot I'm streaming, honestly. Alpha is marine, algae, or seaweed. Yeah, of course I eat. Seaweed is a huge part of Korean cuisine. Yeah, huge part. In fact, there's I don't think there's a meal that can go by in Korean cuisine without seaweed. That means if there's one meal without seaweed, then you're compromising something somewhere. Yeah, I think so. Andy, you look like some actor in K drama. They say I look like Pei Jun with my glasses. Yeah, Pei Jun. Are you guys too young to remember Pei Jun? Huh? You guys know who Pei Jun is, or you guys only know Imino? I came from the Pei Jun era, the Winter Sonata era, 冬季恋歌. And in Winter Sonata, this is how he looks. He always have his scarf and glasses like this. And when I wear my glasses, I look like Pei Jun. The third most popular dog here in Istanbul, the pit bull. Pit bulls here are so incredibly silly looking and cute and adorable after being domesticated for generations. It's a very cold day today. You can see the leaves flying around. See the autumn leaves flying around. I think Limbu went back to sleep. It's like 3 a.m. in New York right now. Say 10 degrees Celsius, and you see some dudes who dressed up in just Bermuda as well. So it's not actually ultra cold. To me, 10 degrees Celsius is hot, actually. But it's just, the problem is just, it went from 15 to 10. It's such a sudden drop. So my body functions and my life energies just dropped together with the temperature. Izan, I know my mom's favorite. She used to pronounce his name wrongly. Became Fat Yong Jun. Or Fei Yon Jun. Instead of Pei Yon Jun. Fei Yon Jun. Fei Yon Jun. Oh, Fei as in the Chinese word for fat. Fei Yong Jun. Man. If you checked out Pei Yon Jun's recent photographs, he's actually quite old now. He's older than me. But he's not fat and he still looks so damn good. I hope to be like that when I get older. In fact, if you ask me if I have some kind of a dream like right now, honestly, I have one dream, no. Is that my dream is that after I pass 50 years old, which is in a few years, I still look like this. If I can look like I am today when I'm 50, I think that's kind of like my final dream come true. I don't have any further dreams beyond that, honestly. Other things are just like, okay, good to do things. But if you say something that can be classified as a dream, as a dream come true, for me, my final dream come true is this. Look exactly like I do today when I'm 50 in a few years' time. And I'm not talking about 50 being 20 years later. No, I'm talking about 50 being just a few years later. So it's a realistic goal, I think. Izan, okay, I'll check him out and show my mom. Yes, Fei Yong Jun. Fei Yong Jun. Very few people know Pei Yong Jun these days, yeah. All my viewers these days tend to be younger these days. All the Imino era people. You can't even talk about Kim Hyun Soo anymore, These days you can only talk Imino and what's the latest guy? That guy in Hometown Cha Cha Cha. You can't even talk about Kim Soo Hyun anymore. Izan, yes, you can do it, I'm sure. Yeah, I hope so. But honestly, I don't see why not either. I don't see why not. Because I understand the process of aging so well right now. I used to understand the process of aging on a very cellular level only. Now I know the process of aging in a very deep, energetic and spiritual level, which right now I kind of I know how this thing work, you know. So going by my trajectory, there's just no way I could deteriorate from this state. The way I see how I'm doing it. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Of course, my perception, everybody's perception is always limited to what they know. So yeah, that's the limit of my perception, and the limit of my knowledge and perception tells me that I'm gonna be young forever. I think Limbo is worried about this. I think every wife's nightmare is to have a husband that never ages. You know, already being a lady is hard enough, and now you have a husband who never ages. Can you imagine the kind of stress Limbo is going through right now? Yeah, intermittent fasting is so effective and so natural. Brandon Pang, low, stay healthy, stay young. Yep. Stay healthy, stay young, stay rich, and stay free. You can't do without any of this. You don't want to be young and healthy and broke, I promise you. But you also don't want to be rich and old and sick. And you don't want to be young and rich and not free. So all four, you need all four to live a good life. Kim Teo, does Limbo follow anti-aging tips? Nah, she has her own thing. Limbo rarely follow, and Limbo don't follow anything that I do, you know. This is what I do. This is actually one thing I like about her. Some people, you know, people cannot believe it that you literally live with one of the best options trader in the world today, and you learn nothing about option trading from this guy. Who would believe? She. She's not simply not interested, and she knows her place in the world. She knows her place and her contribution to the world, and she knows so well what she's about that she's simply not interested to do anything outside of the the way she's contributing to the world right now. She's so sure and so solid on what she's doing. So nobody believe, you know, that the wife of one of the best option trader in the world learns nothing about investing or option trading from this dude. That's Limbo. So if she don't even bother to learn this, what do you, why she when even like anti-aging, of course she love to see that she love to see that I'm doing incredible things, but she don't want to mimic my incredible things. That's what I like about her. You know, sometimes it's like you do something and then other people tries to follow. It's like and people try to mimic you, like you know, that kind of feeling, right? Limbo never tries to mimic anything that I do, and I actually like her for that. So we are very unique. She's very unique from me. I'm very unique from her. We are both very unique individuals, and that keeps both of us very interesting to each other all the time. Rachel, do you want to freeze yourself? Oh, but yeah, I know. Suddenly, overnight, overnight, all over the northern hemisphere, not just Europe, all the whole northern hemisphere just plummeted in temperature. Yesterday was still 15 degrees Celsius here in Istanbul, and today is 10. Yeah, that's why I whip up my. Yesterday I was still in just a hoodie, you know, and today I'm in scarf and everything. And in Korea, yesterday in Korea, it, in Seoul, Korea got its first snow of the season yesterday, which is 1 month ahead of usual. Usually you get the first snow at end November, always end November, very constant. And this year, boom, yesterday was the first snow. It was crazy. Overnight, the entire northern hemisphere of the world just froze over. Shish, yo Limpeh, what's up? Namaskaran, shish. For those of you who just joined my live stream, this is a live stream where I bring you guys to a hopefully different location and cafe in Istanbul every morning, buy a coffee, and have a chit chat about life, about Istanbul, about anything. And this is episode 25. And I brought you guys to 24 different locations and cafes, never repeated. But episode 25 today, this is the first time I repeat bringing you guys to this book cafe. Why? Because the last week when I was here, I streamed from out there, and I kept saying I want to stream one day from in here, and so I did. I think today, with a sudden drop in temperature, today is the best perfect time to just come here and stream indoors in this nice and warm and higgy surrounding. So higgy, you know. Really, if I'm not live streaming, I'll be just doing this. And people watching people walk by. This is the life, this is the life. To me, this is to me this is enjoyment. No? To me, this is enjoyment of probably the highest level. I prefer a moment like this or on a mountaintop more than a moment in some fancy nightclub doing some fancy shit. This is my moment. Wow, 20 people. Jane, oh Jane L. Wow, Jane, it's been a long time. Jane, hi Sifu. Glad to catch you live. Missing a live sessions and Limpeh in your cooking vids. Ah, welcome back. You know what took you so long, Jane? What took you so long to discover my live stream? This is episode 25. Oh, you see, there are people who are this not afraid of cold. You see. Suddenly 10 degrees Celsius and people are wearing padded jackets right now, and you get people like that. Incredible, yeah? Rachel, I mean freeze your body and defreeze again in future. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to miss out in all the life in between just to go to some kind of future? No, I would never want to do that. I want to experience life all the way in every single moment. I don't want to fast forward life in any ways at all. Shish, Limpeh talking about how he's wrapped up in more clothes while guy outside his window is smoking in a thin t-shirt. Oh yeah. But the thing is, you see, these guys, they work in the supermarket next door, so they're just out here for a while. It's okay if you're just out for 5-10 minutes. It's okay, but you cannot wear that and be out for an hour. Just impossible. In fact, you know, today wearing this, I can't be out in 10 degrees Celsius for 1.5 hours doing this live chat. That's why I have to do it indoors today. Brandon, with best company, everywhere in the world is best place in the world. With best company. Best company meaning what? For me, I don't need and I don't want company, you know. Actually, I prefer to be alone. Yeah. So to me, my best company is myself, to be very honest. My favorite company is number one myself, then Limpeh. To be very honest, I always come first. I always enjoy myself most, and everybody should. That should be your order of priority always. Jane, no idea why it did not prompt me on YouTube. Just realized when I logged on mobile. Oh, quite a few people say that they have not been getting notification, yeah. But Jane, being a very old friend, and Jane is one of those people who actually met me in real life before. Jane and I, we met in Korea. She's from Singapore, and yeah, if you're new to my live stream, this is the live stream where every morning I bring you guys to a different cafe or location here in Istanbul, grab a coffee, and just chit chat about everything from my experience here in Istanbul to my experience in life, to life in general, to spirituality, to yoga, to martial arts, to vampires, everything. There is very little things in this world I cannot talk about because I pretty much done it all, even ballroom dancing. Sheesh. Russians will feel offended hearing that Limpeh, their cold starts at -15. No, you know, you miss my entire conversation about Russians just now. I was talking about Russians extensively just now. That in Korea, when it was like minus 15 to minus 16 degrees, I still see Russians in t-shirt and Bermuda. So to them, minus 15 is still not cold at all. Alpha is in Kathmandu right now is 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, that's warm. 72 is kind of warm. Right now is right now here is like 50 or 45 ish. 72 is nice. 72 is nice weather. Jane, that's nice. Yeah, you're very knowledgeable. Enjoy our conversation in Korea. When are we going to see Limbu live again? Probably never, because I don't want to expose her to social media that much anymore, because right now she live alone in New York. I don't want people to be able to hunt her down or to be able to know who my wife is. I need to protect my family because I do have a lot of haters. Huh? People hate on me a lot. Yeah, you guys don't know, yeah? Brandon Pang. Yeah, sometimes your own company is more than enough. Yeah, I tremendously enjoy being alone. I tremendously enjoy my own company. And then after that comes Limbu. And then after that comes anyone else. Jane. I see. Yeah, that's safer. When are you going back to New York? Yeah, haters are ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe sometime next year. When I get sick of Istanbul, I'll go back to New York. So far, Istanbul is working so well for me. I love Istanbul. Istanbul is, even after 1 year here in Istanbul, I still think Istanbul is the best city I've ever lived in. Yeah, it's that good. Shish, shish. When you talk about company, I was expecting you to say, I like your company, guys, but then Limpeh says he like it with himself. And well, I like being pampered sometimes. Limpeh lie to me, low. I'm incapable of making that kind of lie, you know. You know, one of those things that you guys like about me is how brutally honest I'm with everything. I'm sorry, I don't lie. I cannot lie about this. This will not allow me to lie that I prefer someone else more. I know, for if you're a really good YouTuber, when someone pops you that question, that's your chance to impress, to say that, oh, because I have you guys around. Honestly, I I would enjoy it better not doing this live stream. Honestly, like right now, in this moment, in this weather, with this warm cup of coffee, seated here, I'd rather not be doing this and just be quiet and just enjoying myself. Honestly. Jane, Istanbul looks like a nice place. No, nice is an understatement. Istanbul is amazing. It's the most amazing city in the world, based on my 5 main criteria. No city in the world that I've ever lived in has ever met all 5 criteria. Only Istanbul, nowhere else. My 5 criteria are: number 1, deep, big, and interesting history and places to visit. Second, clean and safe. Third, no. Second is safe. Okay, just safe. Modern safe. Third is modern clean. Modern first world class clean city. 4, affordability. The lira right now is rock bottom, man. Everything is cheap here for people who makes money in Singapore dollars or US dollars. And number 5, which is the most important, is this: people are happy here. People are happy from the bottom of their heart here, and they're so open and so warm and so compassionate to animals, to even street animals, that I've shown you guys repeatedly on my channel. I have not seen any city in this world that I ever lived in with all 5 criteria met. Usually they meet 3 or 4. 4 makes it really good, but never the 5th. I have not lived in a city with people that are actually happy. Only here in Istanbul. The other cities I've ever lived in could be beautiful, could be safe, could be... Oh, but when they're beautiful and safe, they're rarely cheap. So usually they meet 3 criteria, and rarely cheap and happy. Rarely. Only Istanbul is beautiful, modern, cheap, happy, and safe. Only Istanbul. I've not Just ask me about any other countries, any other cities in the world that I've ever lived in. None fulfill all five criteria. Not even Singapore, not even Korea, not even Japan, not Beijing, not Shanghai. No, no. Jane, is it safe for females to travel alone? Everywhere is safe for females to travel alone if you know what to do. But generally, I say yes. Istanbul is definitely safe for females to travel alone, 100%. Jane, I need clean modern toilets. Yes, clean. The toilets here are so clean. Because why this is a Muslim country? If there's something about Muslims that you should know is how how much emphasis they place on cleanliness, especially the toilets. When it comes to the toilets, Muslims are the super clean culture, man. Okay. I guarantee you the toilets here are cleaner than the ones that I've seen back in Singapore 20 years ago. Kim Teo, how about medical facilities? Perfect, first class. First class medical facilities. Everybody here gets their vaccination for free. I got my vaccination here for free, even when I'm not a citizen of Turkey. I got it here for free as well. And hospitals are top class, world class hospitals. Hokui, good morning, Hokui. Good morning. Today it's a very cold day here in Istanbul. So I'm streaming indoors. Okay, I actually repeated this so many times, so I'm not gonna repeat today again. Hokui, F1 Singapore Road already transformed to a COVID medical facility. I don't even know what is the F1 Singapore Road. Hokui, anything about Singapore that did not exist more than 20 years ago, I don't know. So I don't even know where you're referring to. What's this F1 Singapore Road? I don't know. Rachel's hi-fi Jane low. Jane, that's new, never know that. Yeah, most people don't know about Istanbul. And ever since I started my live stream, two people, one from Paris and one from Singapore, has came to Istanbul because of my live stream. Because of what I showed them in my live stream, they came to Istanbul. Really, the government here should make me some kind of ambassador or something. Oh, this is a very rare dog here in Istanbul, the huskies. Very few huskies here in Istanbul, strangely. May, good morning. Good morning, May. Welcome back, all my old regular viewers. Brendan Pang, F1 pit stop is near Singapore Flyer. What's the Singapore Flyer? I don't know. Hokui, yes. Hokui is at F1 pit building. I don't know what's that. I don't know what's the F1 pit building. I don't even know what's some of this place, like what Barrage or no. I don't know any of these places. That's not the Singapore that I knew, and that's not a Singapore I grew up in. The Singapore I grew up in don't even have the Marina Bay Sands thing. The Singapore I grew up in don't even have a single casino. The Singapore I grew up in, gambling is illegal. Casinos were illegal. Gambling was illegal. Yeah. So I don't know any of this. I don't know the Singapore you guys are talking about right now. That's why I keep saying no, it's unfair. When people ask me where I'm from, right? I find it very hard to say I'm from Singapore because I know nothing about Singapore right now. I know Korea much more than that. Like you ask me anything about Korea right now, I know like a back of my hand. Every street, every makjip, every restaurant. I see. You get people dressed up also in like scarves and jacket, and then you get some people. See, this time of the year is really funny. You get some people in t-shirts and Bermuda, and you get some people in scarves and padded jackets. Alphas, do you think multiverse exists? I don't think multiverse exists. I know it exists. It has been scientifically proven. These things are no longer a myth. These things are no longer a fantasy belief. All this has been proven scientifically. The the basis of the multiverse has been proven in two separate experiments. One, which is the quantum experiment that proved that a single particle can exist simultaneously in two places, which means that if a particle can exist simultaneously in two places, that means, or more of places, that means the same you and me right now can exist in two different places and do. And then the other experiment is the experiment which shows the movement of a secondary energy through this very dimension, and they prove that it exists as well. So alpha is, all these things are not fantasy, you know. Multiverse is not a fantasy. Spirituality is not a fantasy. The third eye is not a fantasy. It's physically proven. It's the pineal gland right here. It's a physical thing. All these things are all scientific facts right now, alphas. These are not fantasy anymore, you know. Fourth dimension, fifth dimension, all the way up to the 13th dimension, all are scientific fact right now. These are not fantasies anymore. These are not science fiction anymore. Hokui, why bro so outdated? Oh, about Singapore? Yeah, I've not been there for neither have I okay, look Hokui, I don't really know who your president is right now. Okay, that's the level. I don't know who the president is, and I'm not sure is Lee Hsien Loong still the prime minister? I think so, because I didn't hear him step down. So yeah. The last president of Singapore that I know is Tony Tan. After Tony Tan, I don't know what's happening. Yeah. There's no reason for me to keep in touch over the past 20 years of being away. Alphas. Wow. Good to hear that. But alphas, why is it good to know? To you, if it's not a reality, what if it's not a living reality in your life and it contributes nothing to your real life, what is it good to know? Knowing is rubbish. It's not good to know anything. It's good to realize things that are real in your life. And until you realize the thing in your real life, it's just a story. It's just story world, you know? And it does nothing for you in reality. Seek to experience things, don't seek to know things, seek to experience things. Then you will really grow to become smarter. Having a lot of information in your head don't make you smarter. It's the same as a computer hard disk. It does nothing. It's collecting data and that's all. Rachel, but you mothership. Whoa. Rachel, you know. Jane, off to work. See you again, Shifu. Hokui, after Tony Tan is blah 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 Yakum. You know, I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm not curious. Why should I know all this? All these things affect me, affect my real life nothing. So that's why you see, you guys know about my story world and real world model of living life, right? Anything that's not in my real world, I'm not interested. That's why you see why am I so outdated about everything in Singapore, because that's the way I live life, you know. I'm so aggressively in the real world that honestly I don't read about any news on anywhere. I don't build my story world. If I'm not there, I don't know, and that's it. I just say I don't know. I focus 100% on my real reality, my real current existential reality always, called the real world. In case you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, what story world, what real world, please go to my channel and search for this video called Are You Living in the Story World or the Real World? I promise you, if you watch that video, it will change your life. I promise you, that video is so powerful. It's called Are You Living in the Story World or the Real World? That video will change your life. Search for that video on my channel. This is DX. Oh, DX, long time no see. You prioritize your life, man. Yeah, I prioritize living in the real world. I prioritize the simplest thing in the world. That is life in the reality. Life in existential reality, not imaginary life. Brandon Pang, life is a collection of different experiences is the quality of life. It's the purpose of life, Pang. Pang, Brandon, if you look, go to my channel and look for this video called What is the Purpose of Life? The one scientific and undisputable purpose of life. I prove to you scientifically why the whole purpose of life for everyone is merely the collection of data in the way of varied experiences in life. Okay, check out that video. That was, for most people, that's just a theory. But if you watch that video, I show you why it's a scientific fact that nobody should be looking for your purpose of life. This is the same purpose of life of all human beings. And if you're not doing this one thing, you will always feel like you're not fulfilling your purpose of life. I guarantee you. This is DX. I mean, at the end of the day, there are things that are good to know, but does not affect me. DX, if it does not affect me, I don't care to know. It's not even good to know. Don't take up my memory space over anything that does not affect me. That's how I do it. Nothing is good to know for me. I use the most powerful 3 words that human beings can utter always, that I don't know. You talk about Singapore, I simply say I don't know, because I really don't know. I really don't know. Anything you read about or so-called good to know are just stories from someone else. If it's just good to know, that means you have not experienced it yourself, right? If you're not experienced it yourself, how do you know it's true in the first place? Why are you building a story model of the world in your brain? You see, you getting what I mean right now? All these things are connected, you know? It's not, nothing is good to know. It's either you have to know or it's just plain rubbish. Everything that you're not experiencing, that is not existentially true to you right now, are just plain rubbish. Yeah. I can go on explaining this much deeper, but a live stream is not the place to do it. Rachel, yes, live in the now. Yeah. Actually, Rachel, I need to correct you, it's not to live in the now. You are anyways living in the now. Everybody can only exist in the now. The problem is you are in the now, but you think you're somewhere else. That is the problem. You're in the now, but you're building an illusionary world in your brain through which most people live their life exclusively through. Now that's the problem. You are anyway in the now. When I look at you, you are here and now, but to you, you're somewhere else. That is the problem. See, when I see this guy here, to me, this guy is here. He's here and now, this guy. But in his head, he's somewhere else. I guarantee you. That is the whole problem of humanity right now. And that is the whole difference between someone who is a Buddha and not a Buddha. This is the whole difference between someone who is called enlightened and not enlightened. It's nothing fantastical. It's nothing spiritual, It is just whether or not you are aware of the existential fact of the world, what is existentially real, what is scientifically real. DX, just hopping on for a short while. DX, I missed you. Like you haven't been on my live stream since last year. Hokui. Do Istanbul still need to wear masks? Istanbul never needed to wear masks. Not still need to wear masks. Istanbul never needed you to wear masks. Except if you go to certain places like shopping mall, they need you to wear masks. But anywhere else other than shopping mall, or that the shop owner themselves, they are scared, they want you to do it, but there's no law on this. Istanbul has never required you to wear masks, and Istanbul has never required you to be vaccinated. Okay, Istanbul is almost, you don't feel the effect of COVID here unless you want to. A lot of people want to right now, because why? Again, because we're on the topic of story world, because this is a good story. Everybody wants to be a part of this story, and so they do not see what is existentially true right now, which is the real world. Okay, and they prefer to live in the painful COVID story world. This is the problem. Again, please, I beg you guys, now I'm begging you, okay? Everybody, please go to my channel. Look for this video called "Are You Living in the Story World or Real World?" I promise you, if you watch that video, it will change your life. I promise you. Please watch that video. If there's nothing to take away from all this talking, okay, is just watch that video. Because nothing else will change your life but this. Sean, hi Limpeh, glad I made it to the ending part of the breakfast show. Yeah, you know this is the ending part, yeah, Sean. But glad you could make it. Thanks for making it. Thanks. And today, see, I'm indoors here in the book cafe that I brought you guys here last week. I said I wanted to stream here one day, remember? And today being a very cold day outside, it's a perfect day to stream indoors. Kim Teo, do you need to know all this story world news for your option trading? Like never. Like forecasting market direction and forming a strategies, never. See, this is what most people don't know about real professional traders. Real professional traders never ever watch the news. Why? And how? Those you have to attend my course to know. I teach you. I always in my courses I always tell my students the first rule is never watch the news. It's a rule. It's not even a choice. I don't give you the choice. If you want to be a good trader, you don't watch the news. Why? And how? How is you have to learn from me. This is not the place to talk about these kind of things. Rachel, yes, need to shut off what's irrelevant to us. Hokui, why so good? Istanbul don't need to wear masks, so free world. Why? Because not everybody react like a scary cat to data. Not everybody is willing to shut down the lives of 6 million people because 200 died. L5s, that's why I told you when I was leaving laptops, Android phones, I was able to observe things then before maybe I was starting to connect with real world that time. When you start to put aside all these things, you start to connect, you know. Guys, look at that. This is how street cats survive winter and autumn here in Istanbul, by hiding out in shops like this. See, I keep saying no, data is not scary. What's scary is people's reaction to the data. You know, when I spoke to some government people in Singapore, yes, I do know government people in Singapore, okay, about COVID, they keep trying to show me data. Actually, I know the data. They keep trying to prove to me that Turkey is more dangerous than Singapore. I know the data, but the question is this: why is it that the life here is so free and not in Singapore? The whole point is your reaction to the data. Turkey government and people knows the data, acknowledges it, but would not give up your real free everyday life because of it. But Singapore reacts completely different and opposite to the same set of data. So in the end, it's not about whether a place is dangerous or not. It's not about what the data says. In the end, data does nothing. The data is just numbers. What is important is your reaction to the data. And it is the same, not just for COVID only. It's the same for everything. Investing, life, everything. It's all in everything in life, in trading, in investing, and everything, you are bombarded with data. What's important is not that data. What's important is how you interpret and react to that data. And as professional investors and traders, we know this very well. We know this so well that we know data means nothing. Data means the real meaning of looking at that data is only how it is only the response that it incites. That's all. It's hard to explain all this like right now, especially when I'm finishing already to the tail end of this live stream. But yeah, suffice to know that professional traders like myself, we don't watch the news. We don't watch financial news. In fact, we don't call it financial news. We call it financial tainment. It's just financial entertainment. They will lead you astray. They will lead your decision-making process astray. It does nothing else other than that. In fact, if you observe the platforms like Yahoo Finance, you will find a very funny thing happen, you know. Before market open, when the futures are very bad, they will say one set of story. Suddenly, before market open, the future turns positive, they will change the story. So what is the real story? Tell me, what's the real story if you can change based on how the number is changing? So in the end, what matters is not the story, it's the numbers. Pay attention to the numbers. That's all you need to do. In trading, we call this price action trading, price action methodology, or price action philosophy. Izan, so right. I stopped reading the news knowing how corrupted the mainstream media is. Yeah. I knew that a long time ago. I knew that when I was in the Navy, how fake and how wrong the news are. I experienced it firsthand in the Navy. That whatever is in the news is completely not what is happening to us on the ground. I experienced that when I was in the military a long time ago. So you guys only started to know how corrupt the mainstream media is up recently because of Donald Trump. Yeah? I knew that since over 20 years ago. So since more than 20 years ago, I've stopped watching this so-called news because whatever you see on the news, it looks real. No, they show you videos and photographs and tell the story like it is real. But in my experience, that one experience I had in the Navy, they show the videos that are completely wrong, and they say the story that's completely not true. They were covering our story, what we were doing then. Something big happened when I was in the when I was in the Navy, but the videos showed on the TV was completely made up. It was not a video from what we were doing, and they were telling a completely different story. At that time, I knew. Whatever you see on the news, you think that video is real? No, it's either an old video or a video of a very small part of the reality taken out of context to support the story that they want to tell you. The story that they want to tell you is what they call an angle, and the angle is never a full representation of reality. Okay? Izan, I only know that when I started trading. Yes, traders, that's why I keep saying, no, traders and investors like you and me, Izan, MC, traders, we are very close to enlightenment because we are forced by nature of our work to be very real, to look at things very real, to focus on reality and not the story. The nature of our work forces us to see reality as it is. This is why if you're not a trader, you will never make it in the stock market. Why? Because when a non-trader look at a stock chart, they don't see the reality of the stock chart, They see a story, they see what they want to see. And you only start to become a good trader when you start to see it as it is. And seeing things as it is the very backbone of spiritual practice. It's the very backbone of everything the Buddha is teaching. The ability to see reality as it is and not a story in your brain. That's why you see why I keep saying that investors and traders like myself, we are being forced by our work, by the nature of our work, to become spiritually enlightened. Muhammad Alfaz, have you removed your other channel? No, it's still there. My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu channel is still there. Sean, wow, I guess we have been too naive all this while. Yeah, 100%. I can't even talk about that story in my Navy and in the military anymore. It's that sensitive. I believe that if I talk about that story, I get into trouble. And that is why and how the media has been able to manipulate and rule all of you for so long. Because they are all connected with the governments, with the powers, that you simply, if you doubt their authenticity, you get into trouble. Hokui, working hour in Istanbul is 45 hours. True? I'm not sure. I don't know what's the working hour like in anywhere in the world. Yeah, wow, been another 1.5 hours of chit chat. We go into some really, really strong topics today, really good topics today. Honestly, every time I finish a 1.5 hours talk with you guys, I have trouble remembering what the hell we actually talked about, you know. So I don't know what to write in the description. So always I have to spend a lot of time just to remember like one or two things we talked about. What did we talk about? We talked about fake news. We talked about how people dress and how suddenly the whole world became so cold overnight. We talked about what else? I really can't remember. Alphys, do you use? I don't use any form of medicines, Alphys. I don't use any form of medical stuff. Stoner for life, episode 25 goes quick. Irish coffee, yeah. Episode 25 is coming to an end in a few seconds' time. And so, therefore, everybody, if you enjoyed the discussions so far, like May said, remember to hit the like button, everyone. Thank you, May. Thank you, May, so much for helping me to post this. Hitting the like button helps me so much. And also, even if you guys are rewatching this live stream and it's not live, you can still drop, just say whatever you want in the comments, and I always reply to all comments. Hokui, coffee is still the best drink in everyday life. Yep. Andy, yes, like. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, it's been a very higgy, very cozy morning chit chat here in very, very cold Istanbul today. 10 degrees Celsius autumn morning in a very cozy book cafe. The first time that I came to the first cafe twice in 25 days. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow for more interesting chit chat. And once again, very big thank you for all my regular people who dares to ask very sharp questions, who dares to share your opinions so that we can have this conversation. Actually, when I sit down here every day, I have nothing to share. I have nothing to talk about. If you guys are not asking me something, I have nothing to talk about, honestly. So thank you guys so much, everyone. May, Andy, RG. I'm just about ending. Alphys every single morning. Izan, Hokui, Kim, B, Rachel every morning. Kylie every morning. And welcome back Brandon, and welcome back Jane, Kim Teo every morning, Shish every morning from India, Shish. Yeah, so many more. Like, I have so many regulars these days, I cannot finish reading all your names anymore. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me on this very cozy, very cold autumn morning. Oh, Kit Ang, last thing, any book recommendation? No, I don't read books. Yeah, I don't read any books. If you have been watching my channel, go to my channel and search for this video called The Only Book That I Read. I have only one book. I have only one book. I made a channel about it. And I recommend no books. And I don't know what's on the shelf these days. I don't pay attention to books. I don't read any books. Yeah. All my knowledge comes from personal real life experiences. I don't read about things. I discover and find out about things. And everything that I share, everything that I learn, everything I talk on my channel are my personal experiences and personal realizations, not something that I read somewhere on the internet or books or all that kind of thing. No, I don't trust what other people say. I only trust what I see and what I experience. So I would never have a book to recommend. In fact, I would say stay away from the internet, stay away from books, go out there, experience the world, discover, and learn. Annyeong. Oh, Rachel. Oh. Annyeong.